Chairman Carter, and Ranking Member Tonka for holding today's hearing, and for the witnesses for being here. It's such a critical issue, and thank you for addressing that. Before I came to Washington, I spent my time as a practicing dermatologist, and each and every day I would evaluate pigmented lesions, the risk that they pose to patients, and then the subsequent appropriate actions to take, whether it needed to be biopsied, whether it needed to be excised, what was the best case scenario. When I came to Congress, I applied the lessons that I learned in medicine as I spent my first term on the Cybersecurity Subcommittee of the Homeland Security Committee, hearing about the emerging risks to American institutions in the cybersecurity arena. Unfortunately, today, these are no longer emerging risks. They are representing a clear and present danger. We saw this late last year when the Aliquippa Water Authority in my home state of Pennsylvania was hacked by Iran. Foreign state actors are increasingly willing and able to attack the critical infrastructure that Americans rely on each and every day. Local water authorities are certainly no exception. As the son of a city engineer, I know firsthand the challenges that municipal infrastructures can face. My father participated in founding and developing the Altoona Water Authority. I have seen the diligent work of local officials to keep these often undercapitalized utilities safe and to keep them reliable for the public good. With unfunded mandates like lead service line replacement and PFAS coming down the pipe, rural and small-town water utilities are already under significant pressure. Now, the need to implement significant cybersecurity adds another layer of financial strain to an already overburdened organization. This is a growing problem that I believe Republicans and Democrats can come together on, and I am encouraged to see that our subcommittee is spending time to highlight this issue today. My first question is for you, Mr. Jaffares. To start us off, can you describe the sort of damage that a cyber attack could cause to a rural or a small-town water utility?
As I mentioned earlier, the smaller systems, they usually are not connected to the internet. They do not have any telemetry. Somebody would literally have to come in and do something which I would say would be a physical attack. Because earlier, as I mentioned, some of these systems I look after, they ride down the road, look up at the water tank, see the level, go turn the well on to fill it up. So as far as the ones that I say are less than 1,000 population, I don't see, I mean, they may hack City Hall, they might get a database from your water customers, but that would be about the only thing we would see on the smaller level.
Ms. Tucker-Vogel, from your experience, do water systems want to become more defensive and more active on cybersecurity?
Yes, they do. And as I mentioned in my testimony, we've started a training program, and the feedback that we received last week, and I hear from my staff this week, that water operators are very receptive, and they want the training, and they want to make sure that they're putting appropriate protections in place. So there's not a resistance to doing something. It's just they have a lack of understanding of what it is they need to do. And when you start talking cybersecurity, it's almost like a foreign language.
And are states participating in the training and the technical assistance? Do they provide circuit rider programs to get people more active in taking those necessary steps to be more protected?
Yes, so states take a variety of approaches depending on which state you're in, but we all have the ability to provide some level of technical assistance. And the example in Kansas, we are actively participating with CISA and with our Kansas Information Security Office. So we've brought the water people.
That's encouraging to hear that
Yes.
active collaborative effort. Dr. Morley, smaller water systems frequently operate on legacy technology systems due to limited financial resources that are available to have those ongoing upgrades that are so necessary. Recent reports indicate that the Chinese hacking group known as Volt Typhoon is targeting legacy computer systems that are used in water utilities because original manufacturers are no longer issuing those technical updates, leaving an obvious vulnerability. Can you discuss the prevalence of legacy systems in the water sector, and are there severe cybersecurity vulnerabilities due to those legacy systems?
Yes, sir. So part of the complexity of that is the operational technologies that automated systems, say, 15, 20 years ago, right? They were not designed for the security challenges that we face today. Subsequently, the IT or the enterprise systems, say like Microsoft Windows platform, right? The newer versions of that can't read into the older operational technologies because they haven't been updated. So there is this kind of digital divide that's evolved that is complex to transition to. And so we need a combination of support from the technology providers to address secure by design principles in the resources that utilities use to operate their systems. At the same time, if we're going to move those forward to newer platforms, that's going to require a rip and replace kind of.
Thank you for discussing that vulnerability. My time has expired, Mr. Chair.